It is the description, and this is your man Martin Sedi. I'm Sapo, but you can just call me Sedi for short. My guest, Dela Goka, a prolific author for that matter, whose book is doing the rounds in every nook and cranny of this Ghana and beyond. Trust me if I say that, because the recommendations and all the ratings we've got so far tells us a good story about his work so far. Dela is so committed to doing works that actually provoke thoughts about societal issues that are very topical in society. Child trafficking, we talk about teenage pregnancy, what Dela's theme centered in a way to actually contribute his own quota to society. It's the description on the 55R channel.
Thank you so much for that very warm introduction.
It is warm.
Yeah.
Charlie, you are welcome to the description.
Thank you very much.
This is where we try to actually tap in people's energy. For me, I believe energy is very, very contagious.
Yeah.
Because they will tell you that energy doesn't go waste. For example, when you throw a stone into a water body, it actually hits the water body and stops moving. But the force that it attaches to the water body causes it to kind of create a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And that also not other things. So energy is never lost. So I believe when we are able to capture your own energy right now, we'll be able to actually also absorb it and use it in our own form of life to spare us on.
That's true.
So you're welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
How's life? How's life?
Life is good. Life is okay. Life is just a combination of so many emotions and feelings. But life is just good.
You look sharp, and I like that.
Thank you very much.
You're a personal groomer. Well. For starters, how has authorship, writing of books, helped so far? Like, how has it been treating you? Let me put it that way.
I would say writing has helped me to sort of identify myself, because I believe that every human being has a task, a God-given ability to do something, and writing makes me feel that I am fulfilling that ability or that task. I believe we as human beings one day will be held accountable for our God-given talent or task or whatever it is you have to account for it. So writing for me, it makes me feel fulfilled.
Wow. So I want to know, at what point in time in your life, or was there a particular event that you can actually pinpoint to say that's what actually ignited that passion or made you realize that you want to write?
I think that passion has always been in me, even before I came to the realization that I want to write. Because those who knew me back then could tell that this boy was supposed to be a writer.
Wow.
Because even at, I don't really remember the age, but I would move around and pick up news or stuff that I see happening, and I'll put it down on paper, and I'll just read it to my dad in the evening as news. So you realize that even at a very tender age, it has always been part of me to write. Writing almost got me into trouble though. It got me into trouble.
I like to hear that.
You know, I actually love to write. I love to see my thoughts on paper. I wouldn't tell you the trouble parts though. No. Oh no, fine. If you want to hear, I was trying to show a young lady how much I love her.
Jesus.
And mind you, it got me in trouble. Highlighting one importance of writing. It serves as a document, and a document could be a blessing or a curse.
Jesus.
The lady got pregnant, and it was quite shameful, the one who impregnated her.
Oh.
So they were looking for somebody, and I think my quote unquote love note was found, and I was used as the scapegoat. And let's leave that story for another day. But that was what writing did to me.
Okay, so that's just by the way. Yeah. You spoke. It appears to me that like writing is something that comes to you naturally. But you see, there is a difference between having a talent and actually trying to commercialize it. Okay, so I just want to know, as at the time you had that conception that you want to become an author, a novelist, was there a point in time in your life that you felt inadequate? Did you feel that, in as much as I want to do this, I don't think I actually have the necessary skills, or my skills are not necessarily up there for me to be able to actually get this thing done professionally, that I would have wanted my work to be?
Well, initially, I even felt, let me say, I was even overconfident, and it got me into a lot of trouble. And I've grown to realize that no matter how good you are, you still need some other eyes to go through your works before you publish them. And well, I think I haven't done much of that with my first book. That's The Sword of Love, and I have reaped the the fruit of that. Should I call it overconfidence or negligence, or I don't know. But I think we have seen a massive growth in my second book. That's History in the Mirror.
Yeah.
It's an amazing book, and also Abutu. So writing has been a blessing. And you were talking about how to commercialize it and all of that. To be very honest with you, when I started writing, it never occurred to me to sort of think about the money parts or something. I was just fulfilling my God-given task. I feel like I need to do it. I remember telling a friend way back, all I wanted to do was write a very good novel, because I know that good things find a way to sell themselves. So I wasn't really bothered about the selling or the sales. I just wanted to write a very good novel. I wrote a very good novel, and I realized that no, I have to now take the books to the rightful owners, or those who are supposed to receive that message. So for me, it was just like one step, then we go to the other step, then we go to the other step. So I never loaded myself with the marketing and the writing and everything together. It was just, let me write a good novel. After that, then we talk about selling. After that, then we talk about something else. So that is how it has been for me.
You see, you made mention of overconfidence. Okay. And you know, people who are overconfident sometimes tend to have certain form of fragile egos. And you being a writer, well, you also pinpoint the fact that you pay bitterly for not allowing other people to go through your work. People who actually have some form of expertise that you may not necessarily have, or may be lacking as at that point in time, or who may have a neutral eye to see your work for what it's supposed to be. Okay, but you see, sometimes when you subject yourself to such scrutinies, it comes with some form of, no matter who you are, some of the comments or recommendations or some of the attacks on your work may not necessarily go down well with you, especially a creative who has forced and toiled and labored to actually put something of that sort on paper, and then just for it to go out to editors or whoever, proofreaders, to come out and say, hey, this expression is not this, it's not making sense, this is not cogent, it's not coherent, and all of that. I want to know how you are able to take in all of this criticism, but actually channel them into something proper and productive to become some sort of a refined product that we see in your finished products, as in your books.
Well, that is the beauty of self-publishing. You get to control what is out there, because I want to believe that at the end of the day, it is my name that is going to be on the book. So I did it, even though a lot of people helped. Number one. Number two, there is something that people don't really understand. And I believe if you are working with a professional editor, then you might not have that problem. You know, people are very good when it comes to grammar. You respect them for that. People are very good when it comes to developmental editing. You respect them for that. People are very good when it comes to the creativity. People are very good when it comes to the right choice of words. Yeah. So you have to learn to appreciate these individuals for stuff like that. It's just like, oh fine, I want to tell a story the right way possible. You are not the one telling the story. You are helping the message to be clear. but you are not the one writing the story. You get it?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I will have to put what is in my mind out there the best way possible. So if there is any form of help you want to give me that doesn't really toe that part, or that doesn't achieve that aim,
Yeah.
then it seems you are the one writing the story. So as an author, you need to be able to differentiate between the influence and actually achieving what you, or the message you really want to put out there. There is a difference between that. So I think that is what has worked for me. It doesn't matter how big you are when it comes to books and novels. People are very good readers, but then it doesn't make them good writers. And people are very good speakers, but it doesn't really make them good writers. People are very good when it comes to listening and what have you, but it doesn't make... So writing in itself, I wouldn't like to call it a spirit though, but it's it's on its own. It's on its own. It's a calling. But then you have to be very tolerative to work with a lot of people, because at the end of the day, you are creative. You have ideas, but then you need a tool, or you need that meeting point where you have to work with a lot of people to achieve that goal. So you need to be very patient to achieve it, because when you want to work with people, they will definitely come with their own disagreements and agreements and stuff like that.
I didn't cut you short, but I want to bring this thing straight before I even forget it. You know, I've seen some big names in your editorial editor list, okay? But I know sometimes people who think they are much more experienced than you are in certain fields, kind of sometimes not willingly or maybe not intentionally, but maybe be indirectly bullying you into certain things that they wanted you as somebody who is aspiring to become a sort of a person like them. They sort of have some kind of force that pushes you to do their will in your work. Do you ever experience certain things or something of that sort, and how well were you able to deal with such people anytime you encounter a situation of that sort?
Well, from my understanding, the fact that somebody has been able to assist you or help you in problem A doesn't mean that that same person can help you in problem B. People do what they are good at. And one other way, you see, if you have people in your business all the time, they will try to solve your problems for you using their tools. And those tools might not necessarily be the right tools for that job.
Is the description on the 55R channel.